guess what? See this crazy hair? I got up early. I went to bed on time. I've been working out in the yard for 45 minutes, and Reagan made me some coffee. That's my son. And now I am sitting, relaxing, and going to watch some Gardener's World to get further inspiration and motivation. It does that for me. It's the same as if I need to clean the house, I watch like Hoarders or, you know, stuff like that. It just is what it is. It helps inspire and motivate, whatever makes you get the work done. Unfortunately, now that I'm resting, there's like some kind of city work happening across the street. The noise is not terribly pleasant. If it gets really bad, I'll just, well, go put my earbuds in. But I did get up. I did get out. I will not get all of it done today, this morning, this week. It's a much bigger bit of work left than I had anticipated, especially for arthritic hands. But we're out. We're doing it. Gonna have to get the rake to gather the rest of that. I had to put a bunch of the, I don't know how to pronounce it, diatomaceous earth on this poor little rose. Hopefully it can recover. It's my yellow mini rose. That poor baby. I hope it'll recover. If not, I will not be terribly surprised. I almost finished weeding this bed. Not quite. There's a little bit of grass left there. There's still some trimming here that I haven't been able to see because of all the weeds, and a little bit of weed stuff left there. I also realized I did not trim all of the irises. We'll get there, and I'm actually very likely going to move most of them out, at least half of them, so that rose back there can grow. Yeah, definitely half of them. Try and give that guy a chance. That's if he survives. If he doesn't, I am going to replace him, because I really do want to let a mini rose go crazy right there. Mini is just the size of the actual roses, the flowers. The bush itself, it could fill up this whole space if, of course, given the proper care and love. So I've had a minute to think about it. For one, I think I'm looking like Popeye's girlfriend right here. Two, I think I'm going to make a drastic change here in the front yard, and I am going to pull up all of the irises from the front yard. I'm realizing that so many plants have not been able to get water or sun or nutrients, including that little rose bush, but also a clematis that I had over here in the corner of the front porch. And it's because of the iris foliage. Now, I mean, you could say, well, it's because I haven't chopped the iris foliage. But I've been doing this a lot of years, and I've come to accept that I'm not going to. Like, do I get to it eventually? Yes. But is it likely to happen right away? No, and definitely not in time for these other plants to get what they need. So I've been thinking about it. Oh, yay, that truck is leaving. Yay, bye-bye, whee! And I have a much better spot where I will love to have them and all of their foliage, and I won't mind that they take up the whole thing. And they'll give something beautiful for me to look at there, and I can put in other early bloomers and fun spring flowers in the places where the irises were, and I won't be allergic to their fragrance. I'm very allergic to the iris fragrance. They're so beautiful, and the fragrance is so lovely, but I'm terribly allergic, where in the new spot that I have planned for them, it won't be an issue. And yeah, I can put in a bunch of other spring stuff, or maybe even no, that won't work. Sorry, I'm thinking it all out while I'm talking to you, but I am so excited. This is a great plan. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the irises out. There, don't worry. They'll be happy in their new home. But, no, they gotta go. But, my John F. Kennedy rose is also gonna need a good hard trim. Whew. I love him. I want him to be beautiful. He will be beautiful, but just not as big, you know? All right, my darlings, my obsessions, it is coming along. Just cleaning up all that foliage. And then I did pull a bunch of weeds here in the path. I need to dig this path lower and bring in more of this granite gravel to make this a beautiful, proper path again. The problem is when I first brought the granite in, I never did lower the path. And so you end up with the granite everywhere and then you lose it. And so that's another thing on the list this fall. Dig this path lower, fill it in nice with granite, and put some good dividers there on the end to make sure the stuff stays in, but also we don't trip over it. Another thing I'm going to do this morning before it gets any hotter, and this should have been done months ago, well, maybe not months, but it's late, but I'm going to do it anyway. Luckily I did do it in here earlier. I thinned out these marigolds and they're doing great, but look at all these babies. Look at these. So I am going to pull up most of them and put them in water for several days, or possibly into soil. That would be a better thing, but definitely at least in water. And then when it cools down enough, I will go ahead, we're going to put in new soil over here, and I'll bring them in and put a bunch in here, and by fall they should be fabulous. I have several other places that I want to add them in, including in here, in these beds, which still, though they've been chopped, still need a lot of work. But luckily this mum has revived beautifully. Oh, she looks so good. I'm so happy. I was worried about her. I've got all these vines, this vinca to tackle. There's more grass in here, and apparently I missed some deadheading. A lot of this is stuff you can tell it's dead. It's already been deadheaded, but since doing that and when it all has like laid down because it's decaying, then you're able to see what you missed, what I missed. And so that's on the list. That'll happen. A while ago I chopped some of the peony, and I'm going to chop more of it so that this rose back there can get a little bit of love. It has suffered, but she'll be all right. We'll bring her back. But I do want to leave just a few of these pods to grow some more seeds for me. And this fall, I think I want to get some little peony babies going indoors so that I'll have them somewhat developed for next year. But this vinca, that's a big one on the list this fall, to completely eradicate it from the yard. And I mean, it is just, I mean, this stuff is everywhere. I had left some of this hollyhock here. I'm going to go ahead and chop that the rest of the way down. It's just in really poor shape. They are perennials. They'll come back. And then, I mean, obviously so much vinca that needs to be taken out. It is just everywhere. I'm going to clear out this whole patch of the oregano. I will harvest. It will come back. I guarantee you it will come back. I've completely pulled it before and she keeps coming back, but she doesn't need this much room. This beautiful rambling climbing rose is in rough shape, but we're treating her now, and so she'll recover. She'll be all right. There are a few things that I don't know that they'll recover, and I'm pretty bummed about. We did lose the clematis over in this bed. We lost both of them. I had one there, and we have lost both of them. That is the price you pay, you know, when the garden is not being tended. And part of it is also because of the irises and their foliage, so that when watering was happening, it was not getting to them. Same as those poor hen and chicks back there. The hen and chicks, I'm not too worried about. I have so much of that beautiful plant throughout the yard. But the clematis, they really, truly suffered. Like I said, I am going to significantly bring down this John F. Kennedy rose. I might make a start from it or see if it has a baby that I can hatch off and move over here. It would be pretty cool, I think, to have the yellow roses along the back of this, or maybe a couple other roses. Now that I am taking out the irises, it does open up a lot more, options and possibilities. I also need to chop this front portion of the rose because there is some daisies in there that are getting no love or life at all. And then also this volunteer juniper that I am working on shaping. Yeah, this is not going to work this way. But also, can we just think, dream, imagine for a moment the possibilities in this bed once we have gotten all of the irises out and then moved them to their new happy home, added in loads of new, fresh, beautiful soil. The possibilities right here are just endless. I am so excited. But don't worry, kitty and neighborhood cats. This volunteer cat mint, she'll be moved. If she's still alive. Oh, she is. She's got babies coming up. I will very carefully and gently move her to a proper home where she will be thrilled, she will be happy, and Kitty and all the neighbor cats will be so happy. But I need to get on moving these marigolds before it gets any hotter. Why is it, my darlings, my obsessions, that when it's like the 2 hottest days of summer 2025, that is when my body and my brain and my heart and my mind are like, let's garden. Let's get out there in the dirt. Hydrate, my darlings, hydrate. Whew. I'm going to rest for just a minute and then get to work on all these beauties. Don't worry. 75% of them will be just fine. Also, I've been moving the plums along, been sharing bags here and there, so now we are down to a manageable level. I'm going to make plum syrup. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to do it in a live stream either this weekend or early next week. But first, just a spot of rest, some hydration, and then this. I have no idea how many actual marigold plants are in here. There's a lot, guys. There's so many, and I am not letting these beauties go to waste. We just need to wait till it cools down significantly. Don't worry. They're going to be happy. They're going to be happy soon, I promise. Gardening hands. Yes, I have gloves. I have lots of gloves. But there's just nothing like getting your hands in the dirt with the plants. It's a beautiful thing. And so good for the mind and the heart and the soul. Not as much for the hands, maybe. All right, my darlings, I have added fresh soil. I left in 4 of these in this area, and they're going to be just fine. They're going to be great. A couple of different colors. It looks like we've got orange and yellow. Well, actually, this one is like the yellow-red. Oh, that's great. Well, a good variety there, and now they'll be able to get nice and big and healthy and happy with all this fresh soil. I added it in just into the area that I have weeded and prepped. And Kitty is over there checking out the area that I haven't gotten done yet. There is a yarrow right here that actually, whether it looks like it or not, is still alive, that desperately needs to be tended to and moved elsewhere. I actually might put her in there somewhere, but anyhow, we got to move that out and then finish cleaning this girl up. And once we do that, why then we'll bring in more soil here. And once it cools down enough, then we're going to get some marigolds going, fill in some of these places. When I meet you out here again, all of the irises, they will have been moved. Oh yes. So much potential. Oh, I'm excited.